So, should you look forward to the upcoming official Classic Hardcore servers? And will it even be worth to start playing a character? Today I will be talking about many of the different things that I discovered on the PTR server and why I'm so excited to start playing when the official servers also goes live. One of the main reasons why I'm looking forward to start playing is because it's going to be a fresh experience. You will start a new journey and probably also a completely new challenge if you haven't tried hardcore before. It's going to be about the journey from level 1 to 60 and not just the end game. I believe this is also how the game is meant to be played. So where you enjoy your journey from 1 to 60, work on your character's progression, for example by leveling professions and doing other things. There will of course always be people who will try to min-max and get to level 60 as fast as possible. But on the hardcore PTR server, I got another feeling. Everything felt a lot less stressful, and it seemed like the majority of the people also took the time to do different kind of things in the game. I get the exact same feeling when I play on the WoW Classic era servers, but we also gotta remember these servers are not fresh. When it's going to be a fresh server, there might also be a completely other mindset, where more people will also rush. But one thing we also gotta remember is that this will be a hardcore server. So if you make a mistake and you die, then you also have to start all over. This could definitely have an impact on how many people will also try to rush. I expect the world to also feel a lot more alive, not only in the main cities and in the starting zones, but when people die they have to start over, and that way there will always be people in the different zones. Another reason why this will happen is because there will be a dungeon cooldown. So if you for example did dead mines, then you have to wait 24 hours before you can do it again. So every single dungeon have a 24 hours cooldown. Therefore, you cannot just dungeon spam all the way up to level 60, like many people did in our original Classic 2019. And therefore, the world will also feel a lot more alive, not only in the starting zones or the main cities, no, every single zone in between level 1 to 60. On these official Classic Hardcore servers, there will also not be that many different rules, not as if you were for example playing on the WoW Classic era servers, where you also need the Hardcore add-on. This allows you to group up with anyone you meet. For example, if you need to do a difficult quest. You can also trade with anyone, and I feel like this is such a good decision because now the game will actually feel like an MMORPG. Not just a single player game where there's different bots running around and questing. And when there's a 24 hours dungeon logout, then I guess it's also a good decision to keep this in the game, so people can actually group up with each other to do the different elite quests in the open world. What I've also noticed is that there's way more friendly players in hardcore. People actually help each other to succeed on the journey to level 60. And remember, if you help someone right now, then there might also be another player helping you at a later point. One thing I like about hardcore is that it will not be like Season of Mastery, where you could die and just continue playing the character on the server. What will happen in hardcore is that you can transfer your character to a WoW Classic era server or just delete it and go again. And this will honestly be so amazing. Because when you die, someone else might also accidentally die, and when this happens, you have someone to enjoy your journey with, or well, yeah, your first journey. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I enjoyed that you don't have to rush to 60. You have to come up with different strategies when you need to take down more targets at the same time. For example, if there's a nearby elite or many different patrols in the area where you're questing. And when there's always a chance that you can die, then it also gives the leveling experience a special feeling, especially if you accomplish something amazing on your journey to level 60. And you can't just go AFK at a random spot, because there might be respawning enemies or even a nearby patrol. So you constantly have to fear for your character's life. In most cases, it's just better to log out completely, so you don't accidentally get griefed, or for example get killed by a nearby enemy. What will also feel a lot more rewarding is when you get your first gold, yeah, maybe even a new weapon upgrade or your first green item. Not to talk about getting a rare, epic item or your first mount. This will be so much more special on a hardcore character, and this is why the journey will also be a lot more fun. One thing I dislike but also like at the same time is the auction house being available. When this is an option, then you can for example make a lot of gold on a fresh server with different investments and other things. And it also allows you to level up professions and sell these items on the auction house, and even purchasing a wand, for example the Lesser or the Greater Magic Wand. When the auction house and trade system is available, then it also allows you to make gold in many different ways, so you can for example afford your level 40 mount. But what we also gotta remember is that this will also allow people to buy and sell gold. And yeah, there will definitely be people who will purchase gold. And when this is a reality, then something else will also happen. More bots will appear in the game. Because a higher demand for gold buying equals more bots. But then again, how much will this even matter if you don't plan to buy gold and you would just like to enjoy the journey to 60 where you chill and have a good time? So why is it that we should look forward to official Classic Hardcore? There's going to be no WoW tokens in the game. Everything will be completely fresh, and the starting zones will be filled with level 1 players. It's also going to be a completely new chapter in WoW Classic. I know there has always been hardcore, but then again this time you're actually going to lose your character if you die. You can't just appeal a death or continue to play the character if you die on the server. No, you'll have to start all over. What will also be a lot different is that all the content will be available from the beginning, and not gated behind different phases like it was in original Classic, where we had phase 1, 2, 3 and all the way up to phase 6, next runners. Beside this, Battlegrounds, PvP gearing and also PvP ranks has been disabled, so you don't have to spend many months ranking up to get your High Warlord or Grand Marshal gear. When we combine these two changes together, then it will also make a huge difference on how you should gear up by the time you reach level 60. And this is something I definitely enjoy, so it's not going to be the same way like it was in WoW Classic 2019. As of right now, many people also just raid log in Wrath of the Lich King Classic and currently wait for phase 4 to be released, but this is probably 1 or 2 more months away, so now might also be the perfect time for you to try the hardcore journey, especially if you're just waiting for Icecrown to be released so you can kill Lich King. If you feel tempted to play official Classic Hardcore, then I would also recommend you to log on to the PTR server. Here you can start practicing and maybe even figuring out what class and profession to choose. If you find it difficult to choose, then my class but also profession picking guide might help you decide. You can find these videos either in the description or on my channel. And soon I'll also publish a lot of other guides, for example leveling, tips and tricks, and even gold making. If you wish to play, then all you gotta do is to go to battle.net, create a PTR account, then go to your Battle.net app and find WoW Classic Era PTR and download this. As of right now, you don't need an active subscription to start practicing. This is because it's a public test roam, but it will of course change when it goes into the official server. By then you'll need an active sub to play. I would like to say thank you to all of those who continues to watch my videos and support me as a content creator. It honestly means a lot to me and is a huge motivation for why I continue to publish videos. As always, thank you so much for watching and have an amazing day. Peace!